Thanks, Philip, and welcome to Today in Putnam County, where we're talking about all the great things happening in our community. Hope you're having a great Saturday morning. My guest today is Zach Ledbetter, Vice President of Visitor Development and Tourism at our Chamber of Commerce. Good morning.
Good morning. Thanks for having me in.
Thanks for being on the show.
Gladly.
Vice President of Visitor Development.
Yes.
Tell us what that is.
So I, on a day-to-day basis, manage our Visitors Bureau, which is the official, we are the official destination marketing organization. We are a program of the Chamber of Commerce, but have a little bit of a different mission. It is our job to market to visitors truly all around the world and inspire travel for them to come and visit us in Putnam County and leave those dollars in our communities.
You basically do a sales job on our county on a day-to-day basis.
Absolutely. That's the easiest way to say it. Absolutely.
To put it down in a nutshell. We were talking off air before we started. You have a long career in radio and some other places before you became Vice President at the Chamber. Can you tell us a little bit about your history?
Sure. So Cookeville native, went to Cookeville High School, graduate of 2006. And went to Tennessee Tech for a little bit as a business major and got into, really had always enjoyed the music side of things, audio production, and actually decided to go to school in Nashville for a little bit for audio production. That's how I got into the radio scene and started out on air, worked into a promotions and marketing full-time position, and was in radio for 6 or 7 years. Went into work at Tennessee Tech in athletics and marketing and promotions, and just working with the community and the Chamber of Commerce, and made a lot of great community connections, and got the opportunity to manage the Visitors Bureau at the Chamber, and jumped on the opportunity.
Your radio career was actually here at Zimmer, right?
Yes. My one and only radio career, I guess. You know, it was an exciting time just when Zimmer had purchased from a much larger organization at that time, and got to keep radio local. So yeah, I spent, like I say, 6 or 7 years here.
Well, we're glad we stole you away.
Yes, same here.
Heavy the change. You know, Zach, when we talk about tourism, it's all about people visiting our county.
Absolutely.
They stay in our hotels, they eat at our restaurants, they shop, and then, I don't want this to sound bad, but then they go home.
Yes, it's true.
And why is that so important?
Well, because we're not paying to fund their daily lives. Obviously, the infrastructure that we have built in roadways and restaurants and things of that nature that they are using while they're here, but we're not necessarily funding them as local residents in their children going to schools, and there's nothing wrong with that, but they're leaving tax dollars to help us do some of those things within our community.
I think a lot of our listeners and the citizens of the county do not realize how important tourism is to our county. We have a very low property tax rate in Putnam County. And going back and doing a lot of the history of Putnam County over the last few years, I read a newspaper article from back in the late 60s that was talking about the county commission had just passed the tax rate for that year, and was actually 2 cents lower than what our tax rate is now. So we're very close to where we were many years ago, and been able to keep our property taxes low. But a lot of that is attributed to tourism and all these folks wanting to visit our county.
Sure, we are very fortunate, you know, that our geographical location is just about perfect. Located between Nashville, Knoxville, Chattanooga, is a lot of people in destination marketing would take that as a fear, and we're not afraid of them.
No.
Because if they're doing all the marketing and spending dollars, we can easily pull those people into our communities as well, just not specifically that are traveling here, but maybe traveling there, that we can pull in for a day trip that may extend that stay for a day or two and come into Putnam County and again, leave those tax dollars.
Well, and we're talking with Zach Ledbetter today. He's the Vice President of Visitor Development and Tourism at our Chamber of Commerce and does a great job. We have a Visitors Bureau, which is highly involved with the tourism and so forth, but on a day-to-day basis, you and Molly Brown,
Sure.
we'll give her a shout out.
Absolutely.
Your assistant. You do a great job, but as part of your day-to-day duties, you do a lot of traveling, a lot of promotions. Give us a rundown on kind of how your day-to-day goes.
So, as the Visitors Bureau, again, we are the designated destination marketing organization for all of Putnam County. That's representing Cookeville, Allgood, Baxter, Monterey, Putnam County as a whole. And it is our job to market this community to potential visitors. We do a lot of research and data collection from making sure that we're talking to the right visitors in the right markets, in the right demographics. We have 5 key market pillars and demographics that we kind of focus on, from motorcycling to craft and culinary, sports, outdoors obviously as our #1 tourism attraction, and in specific drive and fly markets, specifically domestically within the U.S. You're looking at, again, 75% of the U.S. population within a day's drive of us. So we're a great destination market for those individuals. So you look at Chicago, Indianapolis, Dallas, Atlanta, Birmingham, just to name a few. So we're making sure that we're always reaching out to those people. Every day, this is truly a position that everybody says, oh, I like a job that is truly something different every day, and this one truly is. One day we'll be working on a digital marketing campaign. The next we're working with an event organizer that's bringing in for today, for instance, or this week, for instance, we've been working with the Pan American Kayak Bass Championship that we're bringing in May. So there's a lot of event recruitment. Of course, when we get closer to the end of the year, we're focused on Blue Cross Bowl a lot. We're not an event management organization. Mm-hmm. We want to market the events that are happening that have a visitor draw that organizations such as Putnam County Government or nonprofits such as WCTE events that they're doing, whether it be a 5K race up to the Haunted Half Marathon or whatever event that it may be, Red, White, and Boom, any of those events, with the Firecracker Flea Market, Spring on the Mountain coming up in Monterey, or the Harvest Festival in Baxter. We want to make sure that as those events create great things to do for our local residents, there's a visitor attraction there as well. We want to make sure that we're promoting all of those. And then again, the travel from again, professional development, representing this community with among the state of Tennessee, the Southeast, the entire country in professional development, or bringing in, creating new partnerships and marketing partnerships, or it could be a consumer show. We do the Indiana Motorcycle Expo, or it could be up in the Northeast focusing on retiree recruitment.
It's all about promoting Putnam County,
yes,
isn't it? You're listening to Today in Putnam County on News Talk 107.7 and 1400 The Hub. I'm Randy Porter, your host. Coming up, more about tourism with Zach Ledbetter, so stay with us. Welcome back to Today in Putnam County. I'm your host, County Executive Randy Porter. Hope you're having a great Saturday morning. Today we're talking about tourism with Zach Ledbetter. He's the Vice President of Visitor Development at the Chamber. Zach, we've been talking about all the great things happening in our county with tourism. I go back to the day, and you do too, that tourism was not such a big deal in Putnam County. What do you think kick-started that?
I absolutely agree with you, and I personally think that it's the Blue Cross Bowl. I think that was an event that community leaders at the time said, hey, let's go for this, had this idea, successful obviously in hosting, and that really created that thought process of, we are maybe not necessarily the little engine that could, but we can do bigger and better things. And I think that kick-started and proved to us as community development leaders that we can do bigger and better things. And I mean, you look at not just specifically events and, within economic development and community growth across the entire county, and helping lead this region and getting noticed from state and federal levels. I think that it's just absolutely amazing.
That was a big deal, bringing the Blue Cross Bowl here, especially to get it from Murfreesboro, where it had been for many, many years, to get it, be successful with it, but to get 750 volunteers to come out and spend 3 days or 4 days of their life volunteering, parking, every aspect of that tournament. that speaks well for our county, doesn't it?
Absolutely. I was fortunate enough to speak about 2 weeks ago at a conference in Manchester with other destination marketing organizations from across the entire state of Tennessee, and was fortunate to speak on a panel. And they said, how do you get 750 volunteers? How do you do it? And I said, it's a community pride. That's who we are as a destination, as a community, that anytime there's a call for volunteers, whether it be the Blue Cross Bowl or the Wall That Heals or the Christmas Parade or whatever, there's a line of people ready to serve and volunteer their time and efforts into making sure that anything we do in this community is an absolute success.
What a great community we live
Absolutely.
in. We're talking to Zach Ledbetter, who's Vice President of Visitor Development at the Chamber today. Zach, part of our tourism success, I think, is attributed to our natural resources. We have Burgess Falls, we have Window Cliff, we have Meadow Creek, the new park in Monterey. Cummins Falls over in the edge of Jackson County attracts a lot of folks. We got numbers from the parks and folks at the state, over 200,000 visitors to Burgess Falls alone in 2018.
Yes.
There's counties and communities out there that would kill for those kind of numbers.
Absolutely. Without a doubt, our natural resources are our number one tourism asset in Putnam County, much like a majority of the counties across the state of Tennessee. Now, my counterparts in economic development, sometimes that is the biggest hurdle for them. But we embrace it in the tourism realm, and it's been so successful for us. 1,200 miles of shoreline with the 3 Corps of Engineer lakes that are nearby. You've got 150 documented waterfalls. You have to embrace those things, and I think that was part of the success for us in looking at there in the beginning of when we started looking at what can we do bigger and better in tourism. It was a lot of people thought, well, we don't have a Dollywood, we don't have this, and instead of looking at what we do have and what is the opportunity, it was looking at the opposite, the negative, and we finally said, hey, let's see why the visitors are already coming here.
Right.
And they're coming here for the waterfalls and the hiking and the caving and all these great things. So we embraced that. And that's how we came up with this new brand with the bear on the bike and the canoe and all of the different iterations of that brand that we have now.
1,500 cavers come in here this summer.
Yes.
we haven't promoted that a lot yet, but you're going to be seeing a lot coming up about that.
Correct.
They chose Cookeville and Putnam County to come because of those natural resources of all that hiking in the caves. We have some of the best caving that there is anywhere in the country, and I think the more we promote our natural resources, that's a big deal for us.
Yeah, we've been working with that group since 2016. They first, I will never forget, they walked into my door, the office the first time, and they said, the first question was, we need a place to seat 1,500 people for dinner. And I was like, well, I don't know how this is going to go, but we had a great success, and thanks to partnerships with you and the county and the city of Cookeville, that's another great thing about this community.
Great team.
Is a great team, and we all have to lean on one another.
Absolutely.
To move forward. So
you have to do a lot of marketing. How do you choose where you market?
So again, we looked at why those visitors were already coming here, doing market research when those visitors come in. Again, waterfalls, the natural resources. The great thing about whether you're a visitor that stays in a hotel or coming from a day trip from Nashville, that someone lives there that's just coming, everybody has to eat. Culinary and craft has been a huge marketing niche area for us in the last 3 years. You specifically look at the craft beer movement, the craft spirit movement has been so popular. So you have to take advantage of those things. And again, you have to be very responsible in doing that. But we look at those market areas. Motorcycling, obviously, with the great success we've had there. Art history has been successful. And then we look at numbers to our website, where those people are coming from. And we're not talking just domestically. We're truly promoting Putnam County around the globe. I always like to tell this story. Last May, when Nashville International Airport launched the nonstop flight London to Nashville on British Airways, which is now the fastest growing international flight, which is huge. Obviously, we don't have the budget that Nashville does, the Visitors Bureau there, or the international airport. So we piggybacked off them, rode their coattails a little bit, marketed the London and Heathrow Airport 50-mile radius. Within a 7-day period, we took the United Kingdom from number 5 to number 2 in countries of origin on our website that are visiting, and it's remained in the top 3 for a year now. So we are truly taking it all around the globe.
We've had great success thanks to you and your team with tourism in Putnam County. Look into your crystal ball in the last minute we got here.
Sure.
What do you think the future looks like for tourism in Putnam County?
So currently we rank 17th out of Tennessee's 95 counties for direct tourism expenditure at over $132 million that visitors are leaving here. That's $2.7 million in local tax revenue that stays in Putnam County. I want to see that number continue to grow. I would love for us to get into the top 15. The millions of dollars that separate number 17 and number 15 are it's a big gap, but it is doable. I think we keep doing what we're doing. We keep working with our partnerships and our team. We know who we are as a destination. Stop trying to be somebody else, which we learned many years ago, and be who we are, be proud of who we are, and market that. And I think that will continue to lead us to great heights and much more success within the next few years.
I think our future is very bright in Putnam County.
Absolutely.
In tourism and a lot of other aspects also. Zach, kudos to you and Molly and your team at the Chamber. You've done such a great job. You continue to amaze me with all the events and all the things that you're bringing into Putnam County and the coordination that you do. It's absolutely amazing. You're doing a great job.
Thank you
so much.
I appreciate that.
We've been talking to Zach Ledbetter, the Vice President of Visitor Development at the Chamber. Thanks, Zach, for being here. We appreciate you so much. You're listening to Today in Putnam County on News Talk 107 and 1400 The Hub. I'm Randy Porter, your host. Stay with us. We'll be right back. Welcome back to Today in Putnam County. I'm your host, County Executive Randy Porter. Hope you're having a great Saturday morning. My next guest is John Bell, who is the Executive Director with the Cookeville Regional Medical Center Foundation. Good morning, John.
Morning.
Thanks for being on the show.
Thanks for having me.
The Pink Gala. We got a big event coming up a week from today. Can you tell our listeners about that?
Yeah, it's the 11th year for the Pink Gala, and the Pink Gala is our primary fundraiser for the Pink Ribbon of Hope free mammogram program. And that provides about 500 free mammograms every year to women who would otherwise go without that potentially life-saving screening.
In my opinion, one of the premier events that we have in Putnam County each year. The food's outstanding.
Yes.
It's for a worthy cause. Lots of folks show up. It's a great night. That's a lot to put together, isn't it, for an event?
It is, yes, thank you. We think it's a premier event. We hope it is, and we hope everybody has a great time. But yeah, it's a 4-course meal. Steak and lobster is always the main course. Wonderful drinks throughout the evening. Have a silent auction and a live auction, and a fabulous band. And this year we have the returning is a 12 South band, and they're just fantastic.
They did a great job last year, really did.
We're excited.
For the folks that might not be able to, you still have a few tickets left.
We have 9 tickets left, so we are really close to being sold out.
If people want to come to the event and get one of those few tickets left, how would they get in touch with you?
Sure, they can give us a call 783-2003, or they can purchase it online until we're sold out at CookevilleRegionalCharity.org. We're
going to have folks, though, that cannot make the event. Tickets may be sold out by the time they try to get on. How can they help? What can they do to help this program that does these free mammograms for the women?
Yeah, Pink Ribbon is completely restricted, as all our funds and programs. So when somebody makes a donation, 100% of that donation goes to stay in that fund. We don't use anything for staff or overhead expense. So any donation that someone can make, whether it's $10 or $100, that all stays in that program, and that all goes to help patients right here in our community. So give what you can, no matter what that amount is, and it makes a big impact.
Our county's growing. Lots of folks moving here. Lots of folks have issues with health care today.
Yeah.
With health care being so expensive. The foundation has done a fantastic job. Hundreds of thousands of dollars that you're helping people with their medical bills. When did the foundation actually start?
2009 is really when it got rolling. It was actually founded in 2005, so it's been around a while and has slowly grown. And we've seen a lot of growth the last few years, and that's due to the generosity of the Upper Cumberland. We've got a great community here.
Great community that turns out to volunteer and also to be very generous with their pocketbooks also.
Yes, yeah, it is needed.
It is. You've got another event coming up after this. Is this something new?
Yeah, this one, the 4th year, it's May the 3rd. This is called Sip, Taste, Mingle. It's a wine tasting and art exhibit. It's a fun event, and all the proceeds from that event will benefit the art and music for healing programs at Cookeville Regional. So we will have 10 pieces on display from regional artists, and folks can bid that night if they want to either take those paintings home,
Oh, wow.
or they can bid to install those paintings in the hospital for the enjoyment of patients.
So
and
everyone can
visitors.
enjoy them
Absolutely.
as they come through.
Yeah.
So this event, how would folks be able to find out about the event, get more details?
Sure. The easiest way is our website, cookevilleregionalcharity.org, or call us 783-2003. And that event's a lot of fun. It's a fairly short event on a Friday night. A wonderful way to sample some wines that maybe you normally wouldn't try.
Right.
We've got dozens of vendors coming in, and you can sample regional, national, or international wines. So a lot of fun.
And enjoy being together with folks and supporting a great cause. Also,
Absolutely.
John, I've been intrigued with how much the foundation is getting into now and doing for our community. It's not just about the hospital.
That's right.
You're now doing a lot of things with some other 501c3s and nonprofits to help host them and things. Can you tell us a little bit about that?
Yeah, sure. I mean, healthcare is such a complex animal. We've got to approach it as a community. There's got to be consensus and collaboration on any major program, or you just can't stand on your own. And we recognize we can't do it all. We've got to get other folks involved. Our primary focus is always on patient assistance programs. We help patients from 14 counties, help over 2,000 patients a year, and have a number of restricted funds like cancer, pediatrics, diabetes, etc. That touches every corner of our region, of course. So the last few years we've started to partner with other groups like the Upper Cumberland Healthcare Coalition, who is made up primarily of EMS and health department representatives from across the region, just to explore what are our regional needs. How can we all talk about how we respond collectively to, say, a major flu epidemic or something like that. How can we work together? How can we leverage those resources? How can we do this so we're not standing on our own when we're
Right.
faced with a major health problem?
We always do better when we work together as a team.
That's
don't we?
right.
And I think Putnam County Cookeville, we're known for working together as a team.
Yes.
John, you do a great job. The foundation does a great job. Thanks for being with us this morning.
Thanks for having me.
Remember, if you want to go to the Pink Gala, only 9 tickets left.
Yes.
Give John a call. And then the Sip, Taste, and Mingle coming up on May 3rd is another great event. John, thank you for being here this morning.
Thank you.
It's time now for What's Happening, the part of the show where I keep you informed on some of the special events going on in Putnam County. As we just talked about, the Cookeville Regional Charitable Foundation's Pink Gala is at 6 p.m. Saturday, April the 13th at the Leslie Town Center. All the proceeds go to the free Ladies Mammogram Program. Also on Saturday, April the 13th from 10 a.m. to 4 p.m., the Window on the World International Festival at Tennessee Tech Hooper Evelyn Center. The admission is free. Go by and check that out. Lots of Easter egg hunts coming up Saturday, April the 20th from 11 to 2 p.m. The Upper Cumberland Easter egg hunt at the Tennessee Tech soccer fields here in Cookeville. It's hosted by TTU Athletics. Go out and check that out. Saturday, April the 20th, also at 10 a.m., the second annual adult Easter egg hunt at Delmonico Winery. Over 4,000 eggs filled with prizes. Check that out on their website. Also Saturday, April the 20th at 10 a.m., the City of Allgood will be having a Kitty's Easter egg hunt. It'll be at the White Plains Historic Home. Saturday, April the 27th at 10 a.m., Made Here Market at the Biz Foundry on North Cedar Street. They're showcasing artists, makers, and creators from around the Upper Cumberland. Saturday, April the 27th, also from 1 to 4, the 10th annual Dogapalooza in Dogwood Park. That's sponsored each year by the Cookeville Leisure Services. And finally, on Saturday, April the 27th, from 9 to 3, Earth Day at the Cookeville Higher Education Campus on Neal Street. It's a free event with live music, educational exhibits, and a farmer's market. Go by and check it out. And that's today's What's Happening. For more details on any of these events, go to my website, randyporter.org, or my Facebook page, Putnam County, Tennessee. If you have an event you would like mentioned, please message or email me. And finally this morning, I'll leave you with something to think about. This morning we've been talking about tourism and what a big deal it is for our community. Visitors coming here Spending money at our hotels, restaurants, and retail stores is what keeps our property taxes low. Putnam County is blessed with lots of natural resources and great events that attract visitors here. Although the biggest thing that attracts people here is you, the people of our community, our citizens. Why? Because we have such a friendly and inviting nature about us. I hear it over and over again from people coming here and visiting our county. Not every community has this trait, so let's don't ever take it for granted. A smile, a wave, a friendly gesture, or being helpful to a stranger may make the difference in whether that person comes back to Putnam County or not. That's our show for today. I want to thank my guests, Zach Ledbetter and John Bell, for being here. I hope you will join us every Saturday morning at 10:30 for Today in Putnam County, right here on News Talk 107.7 and 1400 The Hub. Remember, you can also download the WHUB app and listen to us on your cell phone. If you missed any of our shows, go to my website at randyporter.org. You can follow me also on social media for daily updates. I'm County Executive Randy Porter, hoping you have a great rest of your Saturday, and may God continue to bless our great county.